NBC, network of the PGA Tour's crown jewel, the Players' Championship.
Press afterwards. Kobe Bryant likely will face an automatic.
6 days ago that the world closed another chapter of Olympic memories. Memories full of joy and triumph. Full of pain and heartache. Salt Lake was a time of camaraderie and pride, and of magical dreams that would come true in an instant. Now there's a new set of dreamers who look to Athens. Tasha Schweikert hopes that Athens is her time. Too young to hold the spotlight in Sydney, she now is America's best female gymnast. An American Cup is her chance to prove it. Shawn Townsend and Paul Hamm were also afterthoughts in Sydney. Youth and inexperience led to struggle. But now they're the leaders of a new wave of American men looking to regain prominence. While some were too young to shine, Sydney was Alexei Nemov's time. But 6 medals have only left him wanting more, and now he looks to prove he can still compete. The road to Athens is paved by perseverance and hard work. Another step is taken today at the 2002 American Cup. From the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida, NBC Sports presents the Visa American Cup. For many of the world's elite gymnasts, the first step toward Athens. And today, young U.S. stars meet the world's best. A total of $70,000 up for grabs. And the 16 athletes here, between them, have earned over 40 Olympic and World Championship medals. Tom Hammond, Elfie Schlegel, Tim Daggert, and Beth Ruyak. And the competition underway. These are the women's standings after they have completed the first of their 4 rotations. Oksana Chushevitna is the leader with American Yim in second place. And the men are halfway through their competition. Jordan Yochev of Bulgaria is the leader, with Paul Hamm of the United States in second place. And a couple of the big names, Shawn Townsend in 5th and Nemov in 7th, struggled here so far.
And Paul Hamm is actually very prepared for this competition. Got a little bit beat up earlier in the year, but somehow found his way onto the world team and helped lead that Team USA to the first ever silver medal at the World Championships.
And Tim, he had said he's psyched to be here. He actually came in saying, I want to win this competition.
Shawn Townsend's had some problems so far as Hamm takes a practice vault. They're still trying to get the vault exactly squared away here. What about Shawn?
Well, his World Championships, he told me, were like a roller coaster. It started out with the win of the silver medal, and then he was actually leading the all-around championships. Going into the last event, fell off the bar 2 times and dropped all the way down to 8th. Then he came back. After that, won the gold medal on the parallel bar. So he is world champion first time, and actually started off not too great here. A little bit of a stumble on floor exercise, and really has taken himself out of this Visa American Cup.
And first up, we will see Hiroyuki Tomita of Japan on the vault.
He is such a nice gymnast. What I like most about him, so calm, doesn't get flustered at all. A lot of gymnasts, when critical times, they tighten up, they make adjustments too quickly. This guy is about as cool as they come.
And you know, he really has no pressure on him in this competition. He has probably the least amount of experience of any of the male gymnasts here. He actually said he's going to use this as a stepping stone for future events down the road, including World Championships in 2003.
But he is darn good. He is the current Japanese all-around champion. he dethroned Sukahara, the great gymnast, son of the legend in the sport of gymnastics.
How dare he?
Tabitha Yim will be next on the uneven bars as we alternate between men and women.
Here we go. This will be a double twisting Sukahara. Very, very nice ball. And remember what I said is he's so calm. He just takes his time, holds on to that landing, just the smallest little hop. I like this guy.
Now on the uneven bars, Tabitha Yim of the United States, who wants to be not only an elite gymnast, but an elite figure skater as well. She's a junior at Northwood High School in Irvine, California.
And this is Tabitha's first competition of the year, the first event since last year's World Championships. You know, she said she is so excited.
No.
Big mistake there.
Little bit short on that handstand. And she fell the wrong way, and she looks a little bit lost.
This is one of her weakest events. Her coach, Beth Rybecki, said she was a little bit frazzled in practice. Another big break.
Another mistake. Here's her release skill. No problem there. We talked about some of the successes of the U.S. men's team. Well, this young lady helped that team, the U.S. women's team, to a bronze medal at the recent World Championships, but that is not the way Coach Beth Rybecki wanted her student to start.
Tabitha had been in second place after the vault before that uneven bars routine where she struggled.
I tell you, sometimes these athletes make it look too darn easy. This is amazing level of difficulty.
To meet his score on vault, 9.25. And next up, Alexander Berish of Ukraine on vault.
He's actually a little bit beat up. His shoulder's bothering him. He scratched from one of the earlier events, the still rings. And I haven't seen him put this vault to his feet.
Yeah, we were watching
since
practices.
He's been in Orlando.
Yep, it just hasn't happened for him here.
3 times around. Yeah. You know, that's just it's too hard to expect it to make that many times around if it hasn't been going well, and it has not been going well for him here in Orlando. Basically doesn't get his body over his head fast enough. His legs don't come up. And it's all about rotation. You got to get 3 times around, and he's, I don't know, 2 7/8, somewhere around there, and that means you sit down, and that means 5/10 off.
We'll have his score for you in a moment. Now back to the ladies on the uneven bars, and what about Tabitha Yim?
Yeah, you know, she really has been quite unaffected as well, but just the nerves look like maybe they got to her a little bit. And I tell you, when your back is up against the wall and when you make a mistake like that, your mind, it's got to go into hyperdrive, and you just have to be able to make an adjustment, and
quickly.
It very, very instantaneously, and that really didn't happen.
That was not the correct score that just flashed up there. We do not have the correct score yet because they're having problems with the scoring system. So that score that just flashed up there briefly, the actual correct score is 8.15 for Yim. 8.15. She has a schedule that would make you wilt just to think about it, starting at 4:30 a.m. when she goes to figure skating practice, then to classes, then gymnastics practice for 4 or 5 hours.
Her coach, Stephen, Beth Rybecki, said they just don't know how she keeps up with that schedule. They've actually never watched her in a figure skating competition before.
It's about 50,000 miles on the car just going to and from practice every year. Now Verona van der Leur of the Netherlands.
I think many people will be surprised to see this young lady and the great success that this country has had. Most recently at the World Championships, they've had a rapid rise to the top of the world podium.
and beautiful stalter work, super extended body.
Reminds me a little bit of Svetlana Horkina. She's been one of the more consistent athletes. Wow.
And that,
just as I say it.
golly, that's too bad, because that was really a beautiful routine. I have been so impressed by this young lady. The difficulty, watch this.
Difficult dismount,
two
twists. That's a shame.
Verona van der Loer of the Netherlands.
This is a stalter on the low bar. She does a Higgins turn, and her legs just come out of that position. If you're not balanced exactly right, then the forces they just yank your legs out, and that's what happened.
Alexander Barish on fault, got an 8.9. And next up will be Paul Hamm of the United States.
And he has done a great job today. Not really going to have any problems here. This is actually quite an easy vault for Paul. Same one that we saw from Hiroyuki Tomita, double twisting Sukahara. Beautiful.
Easy.
Wow.
And remember, the men only get one shot at this.
Yeah, Elfie said easy. He made it look easy. That's not easy.
Oh, good one.
So we're underway at the American Cup in Orlando.
For the safety and interest of our athletes, please refrain from flashes when you take pictures.
The Visa American Cup is brought to you by the preferred card of the U.S. gymnastics team, Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. By GM, the car company in overdrive. And by Sun America, the retirement specialist.
Welcome to the Visa American Cup, one of the largest and most prestigious gymnastic competitions in the world. Today we will see many of the world's best gymnasts compete, some of whom will be vying for gold at the 2004 Athens Olympic Games. As a committed sponsor of America's Olympic team, Visa is proud to support America's gymnasts as they reach for their dreams. We wish all of today's participants the best of luck. Thank you, and enjoy the competition.